Hello guys, this is Pustakverma and you are watching Pustakverma Education for All YouTube channel. And today we are gonna discuss about a grammatical unit conditional clause to what we call if sentence as well. So before dealing with this if sentence or conditional clause, we have to know how many parts does a if sentence has. यस if sentence मा कतिवटा पार्ट हुन्छन् अथवा यसको कतिवटा पार्ट्स हुन्छ भनेर यस the if sentence has or this conditional clause has mainly two parts. One is called if clause, another is called main clause. एउटालाई हामीले if clause भन्छौं, अर्कोलाई main clause भन्छौं. If clause is also known as subordinate clause and main clause is also known as principal clause. if clause मा हामीले cause राखेका हुन्छौं, reason हुन्छ, main clause मा के हुन्छ, result हुन्छ, consequences हुन्छ. So here is main clause को जो tense छ, main clause depend on the tense of if clause. Main clause को tense if clause को tense मा depend हुन्छ. If the tense of the if clause gets changed, then the tense of main clause also gets changed. So the types of if clause are conditional clause. कति किसिमका if clauseहरु हुन्छन्? The first one is zero type of conditional clause. पहिलो zero type of conditional clause हो जसमा if clause is in present simple and main clause also is in present simple. If clause present simple मा छ भने main clause पनि present simple मा हुन्छ. There is no change in the tense and because of that it is known as zero type of conditional clause. बोथ साइड verb 1 verb 5 हुन्छ. यसको कन्डिसन्स के छन् त? साइन्टिफिक फ्याक्ट हुन्छ, ट्रु फ्याक्ट, जनरल फ्याक्ट, प्रेजेन्ट रियल सिचुएसन, वास्तविक घटना, अलवेज रिमेन, सेम रिजल्ट. जति पटक कुनै पनि काम गर्यो भने सेम परिणाम आउँछ भने त्यो के भइहाल्यो त? जीरो टाइप अफ कन्डिसनल क्लज भित्र. फर इन्स्टेन्स इफ यु क्रस द इन्टरनेसनल डेट लाइन, यहाँ क्रस दिएको छ, verb 1 दिएको छ, यसलाई हामीले द टाइम चेन्जेस भनेको अर्को साइडमा के भइहाल्यो त? verb 5 भयो. If you boil the water is given in verb 1, it changes into water vapor, यो पनि के भइहाल्यो? फ्याक्ट भइहाल्यो. If you heat the rice, heat verb 1 and it melts, यो भइहाल्यो verb 5 मा भयो. Thus the structure if subject verb 1 verb 5 object if part मा छ भने if clause मा, भने अर्कोतिर पनि subject verb 1 verb 5 object हुन्छ. अर्को is second the first conditional clause. फर्स्ट कन्डिसनल क्लज भइहाल्यो जसलाई हामीले सेकेन्ड टाइप अफ कन्डिसनल क्लज भन्छ, इफ सेन्टेन्स भन्छौं. यसमा के दिएको छ? इफ सेन्टेन्स के गरेको छ? verb 1 verb 5 मा दिएको छ भने मेन क्लज पनि के हुन्छ? विल सेल प्लस verb 1 मा चेन्ज गर्छमा. इफ सेन्टेन्स इज इन प्रेजेन्ट सिम्पल, सो मेन क्लज पनि के छ त? फ्युचर सिम्पल मा हुन्छ. अब यो use of can, may, must, verb 1, verb 1 and are imperative sentences verb 1. We will also discuss about them below. बिस्तारै बिस्तारै यसको बारेमा पनि डिस्कस गर्नेछौं हामीले slowly and gradually. So here is in this first conditional clause, first type of conditional clause मा possible result, situation in future, future factual situation, realistic condition, likely to happen, घट्ने खालका हुन सक्ने खालका घटनाहरू, fulfilled under certain conditions, यस्तो इन्सिडेन्ट्सहरु आयो भने यिनीहरुलाई हामीले दिस फर्स्ट कन्डिसनल क्लज मा राख्छौं. So the for example, if you study hard you will pass the exam. If it rains we will cancel the trip. It rains tomorrow I won't come. एकतिर verb 1 verb 5 छ, अर्कोतिर will shall plus verb 1 हो. And if you want to pass you must study hard. This is the second structure. And if you need money ask me or please ask me. Here you have to remember is that यदि हामीलाई आन्सर उसमा अप्सनमा आन्सर दिएको छ भने हामीलाई यो तीनटा अप्सन मध्ये एउटा मात्र दिन्छ. अदर्स विल बी अफ डिफरेन्ट टेन्स, अरु फरक टेन्सको दिए गरेको हुन्छ. Therefore, it becomes easy for us to get the right answer. Here is while using will and shall. एउटा कुरा तपाईहरुले के बुझ्नु पर्यो? While using will and shall, you have to remember is that mostly will is used as the modern grammar is doesn't accept this use of shall. त्यसकारण हामीले will को use गर्नु होला. आइसँग पनि will नै use गर्नुस्. So the structure is if subject verb 1 verb 5 plus subject will shall plus verb 1 plus subject shall दिए पनि we people mostly use will in all the cases. Second type of conditional clause to what we call यसैमा हामीले if clause past tense मा दिएको छ, verb 2 मा दिएको छ भने हामीले main clause would could might plus verb 1 same as will and shall हामीले मोस्टली के गर्छौं we people mostly uses would plus verb 1 हामीले would plus verb 1 युज गरेका छौं यदि सेन्टेन्समा अप्सनमा could र might दिएको छ भने only we use them yes so the situations, impossible situations, hypothetical conditions, unreal or improbable conditions, imagination of possible things in the present or future. भनेको unreal नहुन सक्ने खालका घटनाहरू mostly hypothetical conditions are put under this second type of second conditional clause. So for instance यसमा पनि के हुन्छ बी बी भनेको बी लाई हामीले पास्ट टेन्समा चेन्ज गर्दा वाज र वेयर को युज गर्नु होला बी को प्रेजेन्ट टेन्समा इजेमार हुन्छ पास्टमा वाज वेयर हुन्छ पास्ट पार्टिसिपलमा फेरि तिम्रो बीन हुन्छ भर्ब आईएनजी फर्ममा के हुन्छ बीइङ हुन्छ यसरी हामीले यो बुझ्नु होला यस इफ आई वेयर अ बर्ड आई वुड फ्लाई इन द स्काई if I had large sum of money I would travel abroad if you study hard you would pass in grade A plus इसको स्ट्रक्चर छ सब्जेक्ट verb to object सब्जेक्ट would could might plus verb 1 plus object if पार्टमा if सेन्टेन्समा सब्जेक्ट verb 2 छ भने मेन पार्टमा would could might plus verb 1 plus object हुन्छ थर्ड टाइप अफ कन्डिशनल क्लज if क्लजमा पास्ट पर्फेक्ट had plus verb 3 दिएको छ भने मेन पार्ट कन्सिस्ट अफ would could might have plus verb 3 if part takes this had plus verb 3 then main part takes would could might have plus verb 3 so here the conditions are imagination of the different past which didn't happen विगतमा हुनुपर्ने चीज जुन विगतमा घटेन त्यस्तो घटनाहरुमा हामीले यो थर्ड टाइप अफ कन्डिशनल क्लज युज गर्छौं unreal and imaginary situations hypothetical imaginative result to past given situation आफ्नो इमेजिन गरेर दिएको रिजल्टहरु for instance if he had got there at 7 o'clock had plus verb 3 he would have caught the train he would have told you if you had asked him they had worked hard they would have succeeded the structure is subject had plus verb 3 plus subject subject would could might have plus verb 3 plus subject and there may be negative as well negative भयो भने not थप्नु होला the extra tips के छन् एउटा युज अफ had plus verb 3 had plus verb 3 भनेको यो past perfect tense मा युज गरिएको छ had plus verb 3 आएको छ भने अर्कोतिर would could might have plus verb 3 हुन्छ फर एक्जाम्पल had they practiced hard तिनीहरूले प्र्याक्टिस बढी गरेको भए they would have won the match had is used yes here also in place of हामीले के भन्न सक्छौं had भएपछि आफै यसलाई सुरुमा युज गर्यौं भने if लाई इन्डिकेट गर्छ यस्तो भएको भए यस्तो हुने थियो then about use of unless भएपछि मेन पार्ट मोस्टली नेगेटिभ हुन्छ अथवा unless is equal to if not यस्तो नभएस अथवा एक्सेप्ट इफ पनि हामीले भन्ने गर्छौं फर एक्जाम्पल unless you take medicine अब unless भए तापनि हामीले सेन्टेन्सको स्ट्रक्चरमा सेम टेन्सहरु युज गर्छौं एकतिर verb 1 आयो भने अर्कोतिर will shall plus verb 1 plus object हुन्छ तर मोस्टली नेगेटिभमा बनेको छ so if you take your medicine you won't get unless you take your medicine you won't get healthier medicine नलिएसम्म तिमी स्वस्थ हुँदैनौ अर्को यस्तो पनि लेख्न सक्छौं you will feel cold unless you wear a warm jacket then use of if is equal to whether यो प्लस 2 मा मोस्टली यो स्ट्रक्चर युज गरिएको छ whether or not भनेको छ or सेन्टेन्समा आयो भने हामीले सिधा के गर्ने if the sentence says or we use सिधा whether को हामीले के गर्ने प्रयोग गर्दिने भनेर भन्छ thus whether she passed plus 2 or not she would join the campus then about use of wish भनेछ wish भनेको इच्छा यसको 3 वटा अल टुगेदर 3 स्ट्रक्चर्स I wish subject would plus verb 1 plus subject यसमा हामीले by others अरु कसैले यस्तो गर्दिए राम्रो हुन्थ्यो भनेर भन्छौं by others by somebody by someone हामीले भन्छौं by other अरु कसैले यस्तो गर्दिए राम्रो हुन्थ्यो सब्जेक्ट could plus verb 1 plus object भनेको आफैले यस्तो गर्न सके राम्रो हुन्थ्यो सब्जेक्ट verb 2 plus object भनेको आफूसँग यस्तो भइदिए भए राम्रो हुन्थ्यो I wish somebody would call the doctor I wish I could go to hospitals I wish I was healthy or were serious were healthy as well are well yes so on the condition that are provided that यो हाम्रो if पनि के गरिएको छ +2 मा युज गरिएको छ. So you have to better see these examples and practice as per to the questions given in your textbooks. एउटा अरु कसैले गर्दिए राम्रो हुन्थ्यो, एउटा आफैले गर्न सके राम्रो हुन्थ्यो, अनि यसमा के हुन्छ यस्तो भइदिए राम्रो हुन्थ्यो अथवा यो आफूले गरे राम्रो हुन्थ्यो भनेर भन्छ. मिस this whether and if which दुईटै के छ mostly significant for the +2 levels. Yes? So then on the condition that are provided that equal to if यो if को सट्टामा on the condition that and provided that को युज गरिन्छ. I will help you on the condition that you work properly. तिमीले राम्रो काम गर्यो भने मैले तिमीलाई सहयोग गर्ने छु. I will bring you a bicycle provided that you get first position in the class. Sentence को tense structure same हुन्छ. Only these words are used in place of wish. Sorry, if. Then use of where in the if clause in every subject in every subject whether it is singular or plural जुन भए पनि was को सट्टामा हामीले where को प्रयोग गर्छौं. For instance, if I were a teacher I would not punish the pupils. If he were a bird he would fly in the sky. If they were happy they would invite all of us. Then about the exercises. अब exercises को कुरा गर्छौं. First one, if you want to pass the exam, work well. Imperatives as other will plus verb is not given. If you phone me, यदि तिमीले फोन गर्यो verb मा छ भने I will come to you. If you study hard, यो पनि verb मा दिएको छ. So here is if you study hard, you can achieve your goal. If you drop a piece of chalk, तिमीले एक piece of chalk drop गर्यो भने it breaks. अथवा it will break. यदि drop गर्यो भने it will break. Yes? If you are my real friend, यदि तिमी मेरो real साथी हो भने के गर्छौ त you will help me indeed. तिमीले मलाई समस्यामा सहयोग गर्ने छौ. Then exercise 2, if she invited, past tense मा दिएको छ is I would attend her wedding. If I were a teacher, I would not punish pupil. Is if I were a bird, I would fly in the. I would fly. If I knew Bob too, then I would help him. If I would help him. मैले उलाई सहयोग गर्ने थिए. If I were rich. Here were भनेको verb 2 मा दिएको छ भने यहाँ के भयो would plus verb 1. Then exercise 3. Had he gone there? क्यों त्यहाँ had he gone there गएको भए he would have met त्यहाँ गएको भए भेट गर्ने थियो. We should have waited. Should have plus verb 3. So here had plus verb 3. We had arrived earlier. If I had learned Spanish, had plus verb 3. So here would have plus verb 3. Would have spoken. Had I been a teacher, had I been भनेको had plus verb 3 छ. अर्कोतिर would have plus verb 3. I would have taught well. She would have come दिएको छ भने अर्को साइड had plus verb 1. She had known your office. थाहा भएको भए उनी आउने थिइन्. Exercise 4. If he there he will भनेको छ. He will plus verb 1 दिएको छ if he runs. If Mira fails, because there is will not plus verb 1. If Mira fails, she will not come to school. If Asta runs, she will catch the bus. If he calls, यदि उले मलाई बोलायो भने I will go. If they would have plus verb 3. If they had asked me a question, I would have answered it. Then about exercise 5. Unless you work hard. Unless you work hard, because here wouldn't want plus verb 1 बनेको छ. Unless you work hard, you won't be a teacher. Had he played well, he wouldn't have missed the chance. राम्रो खेलेको भए उसको चान्स मिस हुने थिएन. Unless you then पछाडिको हेर्ने could not plus verb 1 भनेको unless you eat को ate. हामीले यसलाई केमा चेन्ज गर्छौं this ate. Unless you ate this food, you couldn't enjoy the taste of it. Oil floats verb 5. So here oil floats if it is poured. त्यो भनेको युनिभर्सल ट्रुथमा पर्छ. बोथ साइड इज verb 1 verb 5. This first zero type of conditional clause. He not back if it rains. पानी पर्यो भने he won't or will not पनि भन्छौँ. He won't come. He won't and then come. This is won't come back if it rains. Exercise C 6. And mostly such types of questions can be asked in the bachelor's level, and this can be also यो धेरै जस्तो bachelor को questions हो र mostly plus 2 levels मा पनि यसलाई के गरिन्छ सोध्न सकिन्छ. So here तपाईहरुले के गर्नुस्, first read the paragraphs, find the mistakes and then correct them. यसलाई एडिट गर्ने. So first sentence हेर्ने कुन tense मा दिएको छ, today people work long hours and have too many responsibilities. Present tense मा दिएको छ. So try to change the whole passage into present tense, and while changing in present tense use the sentences. त्यसको आधारमा हामीले के गर्ने, सेन्टेन्सहरु युज गर्ने. So पहिलो सेन्टेन्स यहाँ दिएको छ, मैले I have already highlighted the mistakes, but in the examination you have to find out the mistakes yourself and correct them. So people spend more time with family and friends, they will be happier. भनेको spend लाई हामीले के गर्छौं, केमा चेन्ज गर्छौं, spend मा चेन्ज गर्छौं. If people spend more time with family and friends, they will be happier. Often people do not have enough time to spend with their children, therefore young children do not receive the parental attentions as they need. If the parents have more time and they could play, not could, rather instead of could we can write here can play games and participate in the more school activities. If the parents spend more time with their children, would do, not would is. If spend छ भवन दिएको छ भने यहाँ के भइहाल्छ, will yes will do better in school. Further, if the workers had more leisure time, यदि वर्कर्सहरुसँग धेरै समय फुर्सदको भएको भए, यो पास्टको घटनालाई डिल गर्छ. So here can into could. Yes. Could go more on more family vacation. Teenagers had more time to communicate with their parents if they didn't have so many responsibilities. Teenagers had more time to communicate with their parents if they didn't have so many responsibilities. यदि तिनीहरुसँग धेरै रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटी नभएको भए, टिनेजर्स यहाँ चेन्ज हुन्छ. यो टिनेजर्स not didn't have, rather here is would have हुन्छ. Yes, instead of had we have to change here had. This had. Teenagers would have more time to communicate with their parents if they didn't have so many responsibilities. If leisure times increase, the family units would be stronger. So change here would be into will be. Will be. And society as a whole will benefit. So in such a way, the passage is given. You have to find out the mistakes and correct them in appropriate way. Then the another questions, exercise 7. Such types of questions can be also asked. So here you have to match the sentences beginning with the correct ending. पहिला अगाडिको sentence पढ्ने अनि त्यसको आधारमा correct ending सँग matching गर्ने. If I drink coffee at night, so it can be matched with I find it difficult to get sleep. The teacher sometimes let us go home early. टिचर्सले कहिलेकाहीँ घर जान अर्ली गर्छ. If you worked hard during the lessons, see, we don't hurry up. Question number 3, we don't hurry up. If you don't hurry up, we are going to miss the train. I will be very surprised if Paul is still working here 6 months from now. Then question 5, if you haven't tidied your room by dinner time, can be matched with this fifth one. You won't be allowed to have any ice cream. 6, wear a lot of warm clothes unless you want to freeze the dates. Dateलाई चिसोलाई उ गर्न कम गर्न चाहन्छौ. Could you help me with my homeworks if you have time? They got up so early this morning. They must be exhausted by now. If Gloria wants to pass her exams, she would better start studying very soon. And Irene going to have an accident. So the last one be unless she learns to drive more carefully. And here basically in such situations, this belongs to context or contextual grammar. So the rules may not be applied in some cases. So okay, this is about the grammatical unit if sentences are to what we call conditional clause. If you need videos on any other topics or grammars, mention below in the comment section. If you find this video helpful and interesting, like the videos, share it, subscribe it, click on the bell icons to get notification from upcoming videos. Thank you for watching this. May all being be happy and goodbye. Have a good day.